Hello students, as we are discussing the lesson number 4 of class 8, that is force and pressure. So today we will discuss the non-contact forces. So before starting, let's recapitulate the things. We have learned about the Newton's law, Newton's first law, which is also known as the law of inertia, and it tells us about when a body at rest will remain at rest and a body in motion will remain in uniform motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force, and it is also known as law of inertia. And what is inertia? We know that now. The inability of a body to change its own state of rest or of uniform motion is known as inertia. The Newton's second law, it states that the net force acting on a body is proportional to the mass of body and its acceleration. And third law tells us about every action has equal and opposite reaction, or you can simply remember it as a tit for tat. And we also learned about the classification of forces, and force can be classified into two types: contact force and non-contact force. Contact force further be classified into muscular, frictional and mechanical force. And muscular force, the force applied or the force exerted by the muscle of the body is called muscular force. Frictional force is a force that opposes the motion of an object. The force that opposes the motion of an object and arise due to contact between two surfaces is called frictional force. It is also known as a friction simply or force of friction. And third one is mechanical force. I think it is not mentioned in your books, so you must know about it. The force applied by machine is called mechanical force. And today we will discuss non-contact forces and their classification. The forces, as the name indicates, non-contact. The forces that act on a body without any physical contact are called non-contact forces. And they are those forces which come into action without any contact with one another. Remember, as the name indicates, non-contact. So, they come into action without any contact with one another. And some important non-contact forces are magnetic force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. First of all, we will discuss the magnetic force. Since you all know about the magnet exert a force of attraction on object like nickel and cobalt. So in case if we bring a magnet near iron pins, then the magnet pulls them toward itself. The force exerted by the magnet is called the magnetic force. For example, let's do an activity. I have some iron pins. And this is a bar magnet. Now, you can do this activity at home on yourself. Take a magnet and material made up of iron. These pins are made up of iron. You can also take the object that are generally made up of cobalt and bring a magnet near this. Bring a magnet near these iron pins. We observe that iron pins get attracted toward the magnet. See here. Iron pins get attracted toward the magnet. Then at a certain small distance, if we move the magnet away from the iron pins, you can see they are not attracted toward the magnet. And if we bring them near the magnet, then they are attracted toward the magnet. When we bring magnet slowly near some iron pins, then at a certain small distance, the iron pin suddenly jumps toward the magnet and stick to it. It is a fact that magnet exert a force of attraction. Magnet exert a force of attraction and repulsion as well as without touching them. And thus magnetic force is a non-contact force. You know about the magnet. Magnet has two poles. One is North Pole and another is South Pole. There is attraction between the opposite poles, for example, South North and North South. And there is repulsion. The same poles will move away from each other when we bring the two bar magnet close to each other. When they move away from each other, then it is known as a repulsion or force of repulsion. And the opposite poles like North Pole and South Pole and North Pole, they will attract each other, and this is the magnetic force of attraction. The second one is electrostatic force. Electrostatic force, the fundamental property of matter which takes part in electric and magnetic effect, is called electric charge. Question arises that what is electric charge? Electric charge is a fundamental property of matter which takes part in electric and magnetic effect, is called electric charge. As the charge, we have studied about the charges in class 7th. As the charge are of two types. The first one is positive and it is denoted as the sign of addition. And second one is negative charge, which is represented as sign of subtraction. So the term electrostatic refers to stationary electric charges, mean charges at rest. Stationary means rest. Charges at rest. You have already learned about the charges at rest in your class 7th. So recapitulate the things and try to understand. An object having stationary charge on it is called electrically charged object. And force exerted by electrically charged body on another charged or uncharged body is known as the electrostatic force. Now we can understand the electrostatic force with the help of a simple activity that you have generally done. For example, we have a paper pieces. These are paper pieces. And we take a plastic comb or scale and rub it on our dry hairs. Remember, your hair should not be oily. And you have to rub approximately 8 to 10 times and the scale get charged. The scale get charged. The scale get charged, and you can see that this scale get charged and these tiny pieces of paper get attracted toward the scale. Why? The pieces of paper get attracted to the scale due to the electrostatic force exerted by the scale without touching the pieces of paper. Now, so it tells us about that it is also a non-contact force. Now we will discuss the gravitational force. Gravitational force, as the name indicates, sometime you have heard about that. An apple falling from a tree is common sight in an apple orchard or an apple growing region. And sometimes a thing that is very common may spark a great idea in a great mind. It is said that a falling apple led Isaac Newton to realize that the earth attracts all objects toward its center. And Newton generalized this idea and said that not only Earth but every object in the universe attract every other object. And this force of attraction between the two objects is called the force of gravitation or gravitational force. So we can also write the definition of gravitational force as a pulling force with which any two objects exert on each other. The force of gravitation acts even if the two objects are not connected by any means. Gravitational force exists anywhere in the universe. Planets revolve around the sun in their orbit. You know that. In a fixed orbit is the elliptical path in which planets revolve around the sun. Planets and other heavenly bodies. Planets revolve around the sun in their orbit due to gravitational force. The Earth's gravitational force attracts all objects toward itself and it keeps us bound to the Earth. Any object thrown in the air falls back to the Earth due to the Earth's gravitational force. So, it is very interesting to know that the gravitational force always attracts object. gravitational force always attract the object, whereas we have learned about the electrostatic and magnetic forces. They both attract as well as repel. They attract as well as repel, but gravitational force only attract the object toward itself. The force exerted by the earth on a body. The force exerted by the earth on a body is called its weight. It's called its weight. Generally, you have people use the word mass and weight to mean the same thing. Okay, if you ask your friend what his weight is, mostly he will give his weight in kilograms. Weight is generally measured in kilograms. And if doctor come for free medical checkup in your school and record the weight of the students, they will do so in kilograms. But definition of weight in physics is different. You can define the weight as the force with which the earth attracts an object is called the weight of an object. This force acts toward the center of the earth, that is in vertically downward direction. As the value of gravitational force changes at poles, weight will not remain the same. Remember, weight will not remain the same. For example, value of gravitational force changes at poles. Value of gravitational force changes at poles and equator. Weight of the body changes. The balance weight of the body changes, and it is measured with the help of a spring balance, a device that has marking on it, that is called spring balance, and an electronic weighing machine are generally used to measure weight. For example, this shows the force of attraction. Force of attraction between the two objects. A boy attracts the tree toward itself and tree attracts the boy toward itself. This is called the force of gravitation, and it is represented as the capital G. Now you can see here that there is a picture, and here a ball falls downward. A ball falls downward. When we drop an object, say for example, when we fall a ball down towards the earth, the body start moving downward. This ball will start moving downward, and we said that it is in motion. A force must be acting on it. That is why it is going in a downward direction, and this force is due to the attraction between the earth and the object. And it is called the force of gravity, which is represented by the small g. Gravitation and gravity both are different. In other words, we can say that object or things fall toward the earth because the earth attracts or it pulls them, and this force exerted by the earth on any falling object is called the force of gravity or just gravity. So today we will discuss only non-contact forces, and in our next topic we will discuss the pressure. So there are some assignment questions related with this topic. You have to solve them. Define the term mass and weight. What are non-contact forces? Explain why an apple dropped from a height always falls down toward the earth. And fourth question is, what happened when plastic comb rubbed several times in dry hairs is brought near a heap of pieces of paper? Thank you.